listening to the Reckless Takes Podcast, covering sports, lifestyle, and nearly everything in between. Buckle up, boys and girls. It's time to get reckless.
Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by freezersports.com. Whether you are a new or experienced sports gambler, if you have not used a consultant site, you are missing out. Freezersports.com utilizes advanced machine learning technology to predict sporting events and find you value lines. Visit the website today, that's freezersports.com, to view their predictions from their NHL, NBA, and MLB models, all for free. Yes, for free. Freezersports.com.
Shut up and sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Reckless Takes Podcast. I am your co-host, Kyle, and I'm here with
Randy, aka the Giblet King, coming back at y'all with another one. Hope you're having a great one. And we're here with our co-host, freaking Taylor.
What's going on, guys? Good to be back for a third week in a row, which I'm sure will bring my 3-week podcast recording total to 19 hours, because it seems like how long these take.
By the way, Randy, that was great. That was our third try on the introduction, and you absolutely nailed it.
Yeah,
very proud of you.
I peed. Can I get a treat?
Yeah, I felt bad. I felt bad texting Taylor, asking him again. I was like, hey, I know we just took up like 7 hours of your time over the past 2 weeks, but do you want to come back?
I'm a busy man. What can I say? I'm wanted all over the city.
Yeah, you were in College Station last night. Now you're back here, like, as our third analyst. How was College Station?
College Station was great. College Station is always great for the viewers, or I guess not viewers, but listeners who don't know. I am a huge A&M fan, and I try to go to a game once every 10 years. And this was the one
every 10 years.
No, this was the one that I really wanted to go to because a couple reasons. They are finally back at full capacity down there in College Station, Kyle Field. So that was awesome. 100% sure. I'm sure COVID was like rampant for the rankings there, but also this is the 20th anniversary of September 11th this year, the season is, and they did what they call the red, white, and blue out there. And so the top deck of the whole stadium is wearing red, the middle white, the blue on the bottom. You get the picture. And
did you contribute to that, or did you fuck it up?
Well, that is a yes and no answer. I knew they might be doing that. I did not prepare for that, but I happened to be in the top deck wearing maroon,
okay.
So it was close enough. Yeah. And it was really cool. And a couple of pictures that I sent you guys. Unfortunately, I sent you pictures before the game started and like towards the end, so neither of the pictures are like a full like. It was sold out, 100,000 people there. Mm-hmm. But if you look at the pictures, you see clear gaps. So it was not like that during the game.
That picture from the first day after, or the first game after 9/11, that's insane.
Yeah. So a little bit of history on that is, 9/11 happened on a Monday or a Tuesday, and they organized that in 5 days with the printing of the T-shirts, the selling them on campus throughout the week, and clearly you could tell by the picture. For the listeners, we're looking at a photo that I sent, but it's 100% capacity. You can't find
that little spot on the left of this picture that isn't completely blue. I'm assuming that's veterans.
So that's actually the core. Okay. And they are A&M students who have committed to the military. Gotcha. And they wear uniforms to every game. You can't see them on the other two photos because we're actually on the side. If you look at the second photo I sent, in the bottom right corner, you'll see them.
Oh yeah,
it's sort of like the very beginning of the section.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun.
You said you went for several reasons. I was hoping one of them was like you've been watching a lot of Kent State the past couple of years.
Yeah, huge Kent State fan. The one actually before that was October of 2019 when it was they played UTSA in College Station, and since I actually did go to UTSA for like a week and a half, I felt like some sort of like camaraderie going there and watching Aggies kick the shit out of the Roadrunners. So that was kind of fun. And, there's just so many traditions that A&M football has. It was just cool, nice to be in the building and see those firsthand. We were actually closer to the student section that I had been in a really long time. So that was a lot of fun.
How did A&M look? I mean, obviously they beat the shit out of them, but it was a close game for like the first half.
Yeah, the close game, they struggled. The defense looked awesome the whole game, which was great. And the kicker, the quarterback King, he was throwing some pretty bad passes early on, but he got it together in the second half, and they ended up covering, which I know this is silly, but I thought it was weird that they were projected to win by 29 and they won by 31.
Wow.
So
29. What a fucking spread.
I know. It was 29 and a half, actually, and they won by 31, which just goes to show how spot on these sports books tend to be. Yeah. And because that's when you get up there in the 20s and 30s and score differential, anything can happen.
Yeah.
And the fact that they nail it again, and what's so funny about that is we talked about tough beats and stuff. So A&M has this tradition where when they're kicking the shit out of the school, when they're in the final play, they'll count down from 10 or 10 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And Kent State was, they were driving. Aggies are up big, and they're just, they're trying to get some practice in. But it looks like they're going to let the clock run out. And so the A&M fans start chanting from 5 down, and at 2 seconds left, they apparently called timeouts.
Oh my God.
The fans go all the way down to 0, and they call timeout to kick a field goal.
Just to fuck up the fans, momentum.
And so remember, the spread is 29 and a half.
Oh shit,
and
yeah.
At this time, A&M's up by 31, and they fucking hit the upright with the field goal.
Oh, I wonder how many bettors just shit themselves in that moment.
That and the fans went crazy because everyone was upset that they took the timeout to kick the field goal. And so when they ended up missing the field goal, that was a great moment. They missed 2 field goals that game.
So your Aggies open up 1-0. My Longhorns had a great showing against the Louisiana team. That's where I'm getting, Randy. Don't worry. That's where Louisiana had a lot of hype. This is their first ranking after going, I think it was 9-1 last year. So Hudson Card came out, looked really good. Defense looked great. So great showing from the Longhorns. And along comes LSU, Randy's team, against an unranked UCLA. But this UCLA team is supposed to be a lot better. Everyone thinks this is going to be Chip Kelly's year where he turns things around finally. They have a star running back who had 4 touchdowns in week 1. And what happened, Randy?
Well, our quarterback sucked. Play calling sucked. Defense sucked. Dwayne Thompson-Robinson killed us. I can't say much more about it. Only one receiver caught a pass, and
the line was LSU by 2.5, and I bet it.
I was
very disappointed.
I warned you.
I told Randy, I said, I'm shocked that it's 2.5. I thought this was gonna be a statement. I understand UCLA has all the reason in the world to want to come out and win this game, but I thought LSU, after going 5-6 last year, I thought they'd want to come out with a huge statement win, but it just wasn't there.
Well, if you saw
California,
yeah, we can't play in Louisiana, obviously, unfortunately.
Oh, shit, yeah.
More on that later.
It was supposed to be a home game, but you
was it really? Was it really?
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's huge. That's very disappointing. They should have played on neutral ground.
Fuck no. They played in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's where UCLA plays.
Yeah. They turned it to a UCLA home game. It is what it is.
All right.
Our QB sucked balls. If you saw, he threw a pass when he was getting sacked, and
overall, it was a fun opening weekend of college football.
Georgia should be number 2.
I love college football, but it just made me more excited for NFL because I understand a lot of people prefer college football, and there's few things I love more than watching UT play, but there's nothing like NFL to me. I think that as much as I agree with college football players have more to play for, they're not paid yet. It's just another level of football in the NFL, and especially with how much more the passing game's involved, and I'd definitely love to watch the pass game.
Is Georgia number 2?
We'll go like after this
This
ranking.
week? Yeah.
I don't know why they would be. Oklahoma won.
Oklahoma,
I think
but
Oklahoma's gonna fall,
Oklahoma's.
though.
I think that it's hard to give the number 2 team a demotion
I'll do it.
after winning. But Tulane put up 35 on them. The defense struggled. Rattler struggled heavily. The Tulane quarterback outplayed him by a decent margin. So I wouldn't be totally shocked if they fall, maybe like to 3. But at the same time, you never know because it's hard to give a team that high a demotion for winning a game at the end of the day, especially with week 1, the week 1 jitters. And we'll see. It'll be super interesting.
I hate OU.
I just hope UT goes up to like 15 or something.
Me too.
Hey, dropping.
6 straight conference championships for Oklahoma. So
Let me ask this really quick. Does Clemson fall out to A&M?
yeah, they have to.
They definitely should.
Yeah, I mean it's Clemson, and
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I mean
we know how favorable they are of Clemson, but I think
you're like
I
the only
think
team that played a top 5 team.
Yeah,
2 top 5, so they might give them some room. I mean,
The problem
it's Clemson.
is, like, so looking a little ahead, but like in 13 or 14 weeks, but they don't play anyone for the rest of the season. So
Yeah,
they're going to go 11. They're going to go 11-1, but like I don't think they should make the playoffs over a team like, let's say, miraculously Ohio or Iowa State beats Oklahoma in week 11 or whatever they play. Like that team should go to the college football playoffs, not
if they're undefeated. You mean?
Well, if they, let's say Iowa State makes it to the Big 12 championship and loses to Oklahoma, like a 1-loss, which is a 1-loss Iowa State get in over a 1-loss Clemson team
who didn't really play in it. It would depend on who Clemson plays.
Guess, right?
It would depend on who Clemson plays in the ACC championship.
Well, who would they play? It would be Virginia Tech again. I mean, I don't know.
Something
There's
like
not a lot
that.
of people in that. Wake Forest, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
It's gonna be 2 SEC teams, regardless.
Yeah, the SEC's. Well, no, there's only 3 good SEC teams this year. It's Georgia, A&M, and Alabama.
Florida
maybe
like 13th. Yeah,
Georgia will be there, and Bama's definitely gonna be there.
But Florida plays Georgia and Alabama this season.
Yeah, yeah. So, pencil them in for 2, at least 3
yeah.
losses, or at least 2, maybe 3.
Ohio State's still there, baby.
Ohio State will
CJ Stroud
inevitably go 12-0. So unless they lose to, I don't know, fucking Michigan or they've never lost to Michigan.
Let's jump into the NFL. Last podcast was right before the 53-man roster cut day. So we have a couple of cuts to talk about. I have maybe 7 really notable ones here. Obviously, hundreds of guys are cut, but most of them just aren't worthy to be discussed on a podcast. The biggest one, obviously, being Cam Newton. The Patriots decided ultimately to go with Mac Jones. And this really, really caught me off guard. I don't know about you guys, but
most definitely.
I was shocked. I had a feeling Mac Jones was going to be the guy at some point this year. Obviously, going forward, he's going to be the guy. But mid-season, week 4, 5, 6, I figured Mac would come in. But to go with him week 1 for a team that obviously aspires to make the playoffs, I'm pretty shocked with Belichick just putting his full trust in the rookie's hands. Randy, what do you think?
I was shocked. Obviously, I texted the group chat. I thought Cam was going to start. I was like prepared for Cam to have an MVP type season.
Especially the way Belichick talks about him.
Every week, the way he talks, he sucks his wang. But damn, I was shocked. And I'm kind of shocked he hasn't been picked up yet. Like, there's definitely teams out there that can use him. The Redskin or football team.
Come on, man. I'm going to cancel you next time. That's the last warning.
I mean,
Texas.
Yeah, I didn't prepare for this, but where's your final choice of where Cam Newton goes?
It's hard.
And Texans makes a lot of sense. You don't think he plays that? That was my initial reaction. Was does he even make a roster?
Who would want him? And here's what I think about the Cam Newton thing. First is I'm disappointed that it happened before or after our AFC podcast.
Yeah.
Because that changed
right
my
after
New England thing. Yeah, it was. I went into my room and I got the notification. And so that would have changed my New England like takes and picks and stuff. But also, I think that Belichick doesn't have any room for players who put themselves before the team.
Mhm.
And I know this may not be a real thing, but I think that him not being vaccinated and getting sick, like, had a real thing to do with it.
Not even just the fact that he got sick, but the fact that for a week Mac Jones got to show his stuff.
Well, Cam didn't
Right.
get COVID. He
There was a misunderstanding. You're right.
with
I
the
forgot. There was a
testing.
misunderstanding with the testing protocols, and he I don't know what, they didn't really come out and say what it was, but I assume he did something like he got like an offsite test.
Yeah, that's
and
what
thought
happened.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
even that, I mean, a misunderstanding? Are you kidding me? This is the Patriots.
Yeah,
Like, there's
exactly.
no misunderstandings with Bill Belichick, right? And I feel like it's just he probably didn't want to go 18 weeks dealing with that.
Yeah.
And it was clear that he wasn't going to get vaccinated. And so, I mean, I can see a team like Houston being like, whatever, like, we don't have a quarterback, so we'll pay him $1.5 million.
Randy, don't you dare
But-
say Tyron Taylor, baby.
I
I know
was
you're holding
about
back.
to. They like Tyrod.
Yeah,
I
but you have to say you like your quarterback.
I'm
But who
gonna
really
say,
likes Tyrod
I'm
Taylor?
gonna say me. I fucking like Tyrod. I just picked up a car for today.
I know.
I love
I
Tyrod.
know
You like
you
bro.
Tyron? Where did he go to college?
Fuck if I know.
Like, if I know, but I like him.
Virginia Tech, maybe?
Yeah, so that was that was obviously the biggest one. A couple of other big ones. The Bills dropped Jake Fromm after only 1 year, after they spent a fairly high pick on him. I know Randy's a big Jake Fromm guy.
Yeah.
That was pretty surprising. I think Jake Fromm definitely should have come out after his junior year or his sophomore year, because that junior season, every single stat went down: completion percentage, yards, completed passes, touchdowns, interceptions went up, and he lost to Texas in the Sugar Bowl, which was one of the greatest sporting events, if not the greatest I've ever been into in my life.
Yeah, Kyle, have you been there? Were you there for that? Because I was
Mhm.
there for that.
Okay.
Were you at the Sugar?
I was like, wait, are you serious? Like, yeah, so Jake Fromm released. The Bills are just going to go ahead and go with Trubisky, and I assume they'll pick up someone to be at the end of the bench. But it's probably the best for Jake Fromm to not be the third quarterback in the system.
I mean, he's on their practice squad.
Oh, did they re-sign him?
Yeah, the practice squad.
Okay, well, that's even worse. All right, I was hoping he could go get a 2 job
You got
somewhere.
demoted?
I really think that the standards for a second string quarterback has been raised in the past few years.
Yeah,
Because if
definitely.
you go through like the rosters, there's some really notable guys as number 2s, and whether they're like second year players or 10-year guys, because guys like Ryan Fitzpatrick are kind of the norm for your backup quarterback. And Andy Dalton, like, those were former winning quarterbacks.
Yeah,
So
of course. Fitzpatrick's actually starting this season.
Well, yeah, but
Yes,
like,
sir.
he's like kind of a
You're right.
career
Yeah.
second string guy.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I think
magic.
a good exercise would be to go through and look at the last, last 2 seasons, and how many of the 32 teams had their second string quarterback have to go out there for whatever reason.
Yeah,
And I
probably
bet it's like
all of them.
half.
I
at
would think
least
all of
half.
them for at least for at least half a game or something,
For like a real reason, not like it's week 18 or week 17
Yeah.
and we don't need to win, right?
Yeah,
Especially with COVID going on, you know what the fuck's going to happen to Kirk Cousins.
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Or-
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I forgot about that. I wonder how many of the quarterbacks aren't vaccinated.
I bet it's everybody we know about.
So
You know what I mean?
Cousins and formerly
Cousins,
Cam,
Newton, and
And
maybe
that's-
Lamar Jackson's not.
Lamar Jackson. Yeah,
isn't. But I feel like
that's one of the
such
bigger
big-
ones.
Yeah, because he can't stay healthy anyways.
He has add COVID on top of that.
Yeah,
We
Let's
talking
see.
about Lamar Jackson?
Speaking of what?
No.
All right, cool.
I
Speaking
love
of the
Jets.
Ravens, Trace McSorley, who was going to be their third string quarterback, got released. They're going to go with Tyler Huntley behind Lamar. The Titans released Dez Fitzpatrick at wide receiver. This one was only surprising because this past draft, they traded a 4th, a 5th, and a 7th in return for Dez Fitzpatrick and a 7th. So they gave up 3 picks to get to this guy,
to
and
release him.
and he couldn't make the roster. And the Titans have 7 receivers on the roster. So he couldn't make a 7-man cut, which is pretty surprising. So he must have looked really, really bad. Mike Vrabel spoke about him earlier in the preseason and basically said that he had a lot of work to do, and he kind of ramped it up, but not in time. The Raiders released John Brown. This is one of the more surprising ones, but
Yep.
apparently he asked to be released. to go to a contender. And I imagine this is like every receiver in the room is like, yeah, we after playing one preseason with Derek Carr, we won it out too. We understand. So John Brown, I think the Chiefs are a super ideal situation. They're kind of working with 3s and 4s at their second and third receiver spots. So to bring in a vet like John Brown, he's not a huge difference maker, but
Come to the Saints, baby.
yeah, the Saints could
the Chiefs need a
absolutely
better-
use him.
Mhm.
Let's see, the Eagles, they released Travis Fulgham. This one was surprising because last year he was their leader in receiving.
Yeah.
He had 549 yards last year, and he's now no longer on the team. Obviously, they upgraded that position, bringing in
Chris
Devontae
Hogan
Smith.
got cut.
And Chris Hogan got cut.
Yeah, Saints cut him.
I didn't see that. Oh, the Saints also cut Devontae Freeman, who's
Yeah.
a notable name.
I thought we were gonna keep him.
The Panthers released Will Greer, who later got brought on as a Cowboys, presumably third stringer. Randy, did you happen to take down any of the waiver claims?
Quincy Williams.
I
to the
didn't really.
Jets.
There weren't any really.
There
big
weren't. Yeah,
ones.
there wasn't too many. I just put Will Greer and then Quincy Williams, and then I put not many claims.
All right, so let's move into the second little thing.
You forgot about Bernardrick.
Who?
Bernardrick McKinney got cut. Rashad Perriman got cut. Colin Johnson, Jacob Hollister.
Feel free to stop and rant about any of these guys if you'd like to.
And Matt Skura.
You got a big Rashard Perriman spiel for us?
I think he's good, bro. He's fast as hell. He's good. He was like that guy with the Bucks a few years ago with Jameis, and he was Jameis's guy a little bit. I liked him. Bernardrick McKinney, who they traded for, they cut him. That's stupid. Jacob Hollister, who had that fantasy lineup for like 4 weeks in a row, they cut him. Matt Skura, good old lineman, cut. Sad days for those guys.
Yeah, we'll send him a get well soon card. All right, before we move on to our, I want to start a little fantasy segment. I think it'd be fun every week to check in on a couple of little fun notes. But Taylor just reminded me something really quick in the chat. He got together some information regarding our last 2 podcasts with our win total bets, right, Taylor?
Yes. So we each fictionally spent 20 grand on bets for the over under.
I'm like, wait,
And
you
so I
guys didn't
went-
actually do that?
No, I don't have $20,000, and I certainly would not have spent it on. I would not have spent $3,000 on the Saints over. But sticking with the spirit, I went ahead and got the over under totals, or I'm sorry, odds this morning, and plugged them in here, and basically figured out that what each of us would theoretically win if we nailed all of them. And
So is the number all if we nailed all of them for each of us?
yeah, but
Or-
I have
okay.
individual ones also.
Okay,
I
I'm
have
curious
each
to hear those
individual
too.
one. Yeah. So starting with the totals, Kyle, you have the most like conservative betting, I would say, whereas you don't win as much if you win all of them, which means
Yeah.
that you probably
Mhm.
picked the right like
Yeah.
selections. You know what I mean? So you on a $20,000 bet, you would win just under 16,000, right?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
How much
so-
do I
and
get on my $1 Pats over bet?
You would win 67 cents. It was minus 150.
Sweet.
Yeah. But on that note, you would win almost 5,000 on your Chargers $6,000 under bet. So
Was that my biggest bet?
yeah, you bet $5,999 in the Chargers under
Yeah.
at minus 120.
I'm pretty
and,
confident
it
in
would-
that.
Well, it's funny because
9.5? That's a win under the fucking Cleveland Browns. The Browns are at 10.5. I think that's absurd.
Well, I think, and that's a good point because every other under that we bet on were plus odds, and it was the only under that was minus odds.
Mhm.
So clearly, the sports book is agreeing with you that if this one or the other was going to happen, it's more likely that the Chargers would be under 9.5.
Yeah.
So Randy, you were a little bit more than Kyle. You would have won. You would win in theory $17,600, with your biggest bet being the plus 100 $5,000 bet on the Steelers under, which plus 100 is just direct odds, so it's 1-to-1, and you did that also with the Philly under for 4,500. So you spent half of your money on just like making what you put in, which is pretty good considering. And when I was doing this, I was going in order. I was do Kyle, Randy, and then myself. And I thought, okay, Randy's definitely going to have the most because he has, first of all, he has 4+ odds, which is a lot. And I was like, okay, so he's definitely going to have the most until I got to me. And apparently I have the most with 17,800 by 200 bucks.
Damn, not a big margin.
No,
what was your biggest bet?
My biggest wager was Saints Saints over plus 130 for $3,000. And that's a lot of money, and it's plus. Clearly, they have a Saints under 9 wins or 9.5 or whatever it is, and that still feels like money to be made. Yeah,
it's a pretty good bet.
Yeah,
I might go out and put 20 grand.
Yeah, if you're curious, we have some interesting ones for you, Kyle. You put the 49ers under at plus 125 per 1,000. That their plus odds are the ones that are more interesting.
How are my Lions 2,000 on the under?
Lions 2,000 on the under. I have it's minus 130. Like they agree with you. That's
okay.
Something that will probably happen. Same for the Cardinals. Same exact odds, same exact wager, same exact winnings.
Nice.
Randy, you had Chicago, Philly, Texans, and the Steelers at plus odds, which would get you a lot of money if those hit. And all of mine are over. Almost all of mine are over, except for the Eagles that I put under. Like, I think everyone's gonna win.
Yeah, I don't think Taylor's predictions are like mathematically possible. Like everyone wins all the time.
Yeah, I know. Everybody when I did the thing, everybody won every game. I don't know how that worked.
All right, so let's move into by the way, thanks for that, Taylor. That was extracurricular activity that was not asked. That's super dope.
We're definitely going to sign you to
a season.
12-year contract.
He said we're signing Taylor to. Taylor's like, okay, well, can I have 40 of the 52 weeks off?
Yeah, I got Bryce. I need Bryce Harper money if you want to do that.
All right, 12 years, 20 million.
Sold.
So I'm gonna introduce a couple of little fantasy segments. Obviously, these don't apply yet because the season hasn't started. But once it does start every week, I think it'd be fun to check in with what ruined your Sunday and what saved your Sunday. Pretty self-explanatory. I think it'd just be fun to talk about. If we had a bad week, if we had a good week, and if so, who was the big guy that stepped up or who was the one that really let us down. I have a feeling I'm gonna have a lot of weeks where Odell Beckham Jr. lets me down. But I will get into that because next we're going to talk about some teams that we want to stay away from in fantasy and also some sleepers as far as individual players. So, Randy, did you happen to take a team down for a team that you want to stay away from completely in fantasy?
Yes, sirski.
And who is it?
The Detroit Lions, baby.
I think that we all might all three nail this on the head because I said the Lions.
I literally only put one team. I put in big old bold letters. Stay the fuck away from the Lions. They suck.
What's your do you have a train of thought there, or is it just as obvious as it sounds?
Jared Goff doesn't have receivers to throw to. The receivers on the team are trash. They're not the running backs. They're obviously not just going to have DeAndre Swift, their lead back. They signed Jamal Williams for a reason. They just let go of one of their top offensive linemen. There's even TJ Hawkinson. I wouldn't even have on my fucking team.
I was pretty surprised. Well, let me ask you first, Taylor. Do you have the Lions or who was your main team?
Mine was the Patriots.
The Patriots.
Patriots have always been a team that they spread the ball out. They have like 18 running backs there. There's no one who is going to get me any fantasy points. For presumably Detroit, they're going to have some star receiver. He may not be on your team, but like somebody's going to run away with it. But Belichick loves to spread the ball out. Like it's an equal opportunity employer over there in New England, and I can't think of a single player, maybe Jones, who would get me any real fantasy points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Jonnu Smith might be a sleeper opportunity, but I certainly wouldn't be relying on him. I like Smith more than Henry. out of that 2 tight end set. So I actually have 2 things to piggyback off you because I have the Lions as well. I actually looked this up. I was pretty surprised. The Lions have the 20th best offensive line. I thought it would have been a lot lower. So I can give you a little bit more optimism about DeAndre Swift and Jared Goff's ability to stay in the pocket and get to some receivers. But I certainly didn't draft any Lions players. Another one that's pretty obvious is the Texans. I think Cooks has some upside, and
Phillip Lindsay, baby.
There are times I certainly will not be drafting Phillip Lindsay, nor would I recommend anyone else does. There are certain times where I think with the bad teams, look, this team still has to get yards. Someone has to get the ball. I think the Texans just aren't going to get any fucking yards. I don't think it's a situation where Cooks is going to be some massive volume receiver. I think that he's going to get the ball the most, but it's not going to be a lot. This team's just not going to be able to move the ball. I'm sorry, but Tyron Taylor is the 32nd best starting quarterback right now.
I'm starting.
It's going to be so much fun to watch them. I'm going to have.
It really is. It's going to be a spectacle.
I'm starting Tyrod week 1, baby. And
also, I can't fucking wait to hear in a week the 7 hours of commercial-free football. I'm so hyped to hear that.
And now we're
going to be working, aren't we?
Now a paid promotion.
Oh my God. I forgot we have a catering to do on Sunday. I am going to kill myself. I'm not going to watch the first week of Red Zone.
We'll watch. We can watch it there.
I can't believe that. Yeah. We'll have to
I'll be there. I'll be there catering with you.
Yeah, right. So, and then I also want to piggyback off you. I agree with your Patriots take, and I actually have the Bucks on here for one reason. The Bucks obviously have a bunch of great players. I don't like to really rely on any of Tom Brady's weapons because Brady spreads the ball out so much. And it goes off what you said about the Patriots because he was like that there. And it really hasn't changed a lot with the Bucks. I've had Chris Godwin a couple years ago and he was fine. But when I had to rely on him in huge situations, he's not going to produce big because Brady spreads the ball out so much. And the Bucks are going to be leading a lot. They're going to be running to different players a lot. I wouldn't want to rely on any Bucks receivers.
Yeah, I mean, I've had Mike Evans on my team. It seems like the last 35 years, and just because that's an A&M thing. I love Mike Evans.
Yeah.
And he routinely gives me 4.5 points per game. So I don't. I understand where you're coming from, but I'm pretty sure I have him this year too.
Do we have any other teams that anyone took down? Those were my 3. Okay, perfectly cool. All right, let's move on to this next little thing. I want to talk about best fantasy sleepers. And I wrote down here what I was looking for was ADP at least 30 or higher or lower. Sorry. Randy, who's your first one if you have more than one?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 people. My first one's Myles Gaskins. His ADP is 46. He's an RB21, which is surprising to me. I don't see any other running back in Miami that's going to take fucking snaps from him. Mm-hmm. The guy was a stud last year. I think he was top 5 in pretty much all fantasy points. So,
you think he's gonna be a workhorse, or they're gonna go more for a couple? Because I know Ahmed had some really good games for them last year. Is he still on the roster?
I think he got cut.
Okay. Well, then that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think that he's gonna run the ball a ton, especially if Tua comes out and can't throw the fucking ball, which we're all expecting. I think Gaskins is probably gonna finish RB5 at the end of the season.
Wow, I think that's insane that you just say that. I'm just going to chalk that up to a Randy reckless take because I think RB5 is fucking wild. Yeah, I would say 15 to be optimistic.
Hell no, 5.
Well, piggybacking off of what Randy said, I have Will Fuller at he's said ADP, right? That's what it is, ADP, average draft pick?
Yeah.
112.
Wow.
Well, it's because he's suspended for 6 games.
No, he's suspended for 1 game.
They changed
I feel like people think that he's suspended for 6 games.
I'm
pretty sure he's only suspended for 1 game.
No, it's definitely 6.
Is it?
Yeah.
We're like, that changes.
Well, then that changes everything. Hold on, let's find out.
It's definitely
Google this.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Kyle, you're on it, right? Because I can't.
Yeah, I'm on it. I think 6 sounds right. Let's see.
And I've been lied to.
This makes for great. Randy, go and give your next one. This makes for great podcasting. Just me googling shit.
Hey, fuck off. My next one's Deontay Johnson.
Definitely 6 games.
Okay, so yeah, that might change. I think that. Well, I still think if you can get him low enough, because that's why his ADP is so low. But if you can get him low enough, like there's some situations where it's like, do I really need this guy for this many weeks until I can contend? Because for one of my leagues, I think my team is so stacked that I traded for Michael Thomas, and I'm just gonna have him sit on the IR, and I don't need him at all. And so cool. I'll see you in week 9 when you've been back for a couple weeks and you're up to speed. And I'm like, I don't need you to help me win games in the meantime. You'll be there for the playoffs. So yeah, I still like the Fuller pick if it's really late. Randy, who's your next one?
You don't got one?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I'll do. I guess I'll go and go. I'll save my favorite one for last. This one's this one's a real sleeper. If you're in maybe a 12, 14, 16 team league, Jalen Reagor is ADP 160. And so I think that Devontae Smith is going to have a lot of recognition right away. He's the easy pick for the guy to go off and have a big rookie year. But I think that he's going to draw a lot of attention from the defense. And Reagor is in his second year now, a little more experience under him. I just think he's going to be running a lot of short routes, especially if you're in PPR. I like Reagor a lot for 160. Okay, whatever. You're just fucking jackass.
Sounds like you, huh? But
who's your next one?
I just want to let everybody know that Kyle bullies me on a daily basis.
I do, and I'm going to keep going.
Deontay Johnson. He's going at 60. He's wide receiver 22. I think he's going to have more fantasy points than Chase Claypool, and Juju Schitzer. I think
he's going to be wide receiver 1 on that team?
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Juju's fucking trash.
It doesn't matter if you think he's trash because he's still
Deontay is going to finish wide receiver 15 by the end of the year.
He's looking this up. He's just like rolling in dice. He's like, yeah. I got 15.
Eyes closed.
Look,
no, I believe you have it written down, but I think that I don't know what the claim to.
I like Deontay. Please write that down. I just want somebody to save all this.
I don't like these because it takes me 18. It takes me 18 weeks to come back and be like, what the hell were you thinking? I like the Blazers one because I only had to wait 3 weeks to be like, what was wrong with you?
Well, I mean, you're going to know by like week 5 if they're throwing the ball to Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, true. Okay. I'm going to come back next week and talk about his 3 targets.
He's going to have like 5 targets, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns.
If he gets 150 yards off 5 targets, I'll be very impressed and I'll give you
sucking my wang, baby.
Yeah. Okay. You have anything else to say about him, or do you want to go to another one?
I like him. Go ahead, Taylor. Your turn, bud.
I have 2 more, but only one of them I want to say.
I really want to hear both of them now.
After that Will Fuller mix-up, I have Marquez Callaway from New Orleans. I feel like that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Randy's scratching that off his list right now.
ADP 133. You know, it's pretty high, and he's going to be 1 or 2 at the beginning of the year. Yeah. And I just think I think the Saints really like him, and he'll be a big part of what they have moving forward.
I've listened to several fantasy podcasts over the last few days. He has gotten a lot of talk.
He's a stud, baby.
Wide receiver 53 for an undoubtable 1 on a team as of right now.
Yeah, that's rough.
He's crazy.
I'll go ahead and go. Once again, I'm saving my favorite one for last. And I will do Mecole Hardman. His ADP right now is 1. I totally fucking lost it. It's somewhere in the 130s. Here it is, 133. And so let me just read in these rankings some of the guys that are going around his area. There's Henry Ruggs, there's Pollard, there's Justin Fields, JD McKissick is right after him. And as of right now, unless KC makes a big move, he's the second receiver on one of the highest volume passing teams in the NFL. Mahomes had 705 passing attempts last year, which was second, only behind Tom Brady. And so when you're talking about a number 2 on a team like that, it doesn't matter what happened if they're winning or they're losing. KC's throwing the ball a lot. So I think to get a number 2 receiver on a team like that at 130 ADP is absolutely insane. Wide receiver 55.
Yes, sir.
So I love that one.
My next one's Brandon Cooks. I wanted to take him off after we're dogging him. He's going 99, wide receiver 40. I think he's the best. I mean, I know he is the best receiver on the team.
Yeah, easily.
I don't really see them thrown to anybody else. I don't really see them running the ball a lot. You know, they got Mark Ingram, who's feels like he's 100 years old. They got David Johnson, who moves
I can't believe
like
he's still on
100
the.
years old.
I can't believe he made the roster. I was honestly a little surprised.
And then Phillip Lindsay, I just don't believe they're going to run the ball a ton. They're going to throw a lot. They don't give a shit if they lose. You know, they're going out. They're going to get a QB next year. Probably not Spencer Rattler or Sam Howell after that. But I really like Brandon Cooks. I like his upside. I like what he can do. Obviously, if he can stay healthy. My prediction, he'll finish wide receiver 25.
Okay, I like that. More conservative. I can't wait to come back to the Gaskins at running back 5.
Probably be running back 1, but it's whatever.
Taylor, do you have another one, or do you not want to say it now?
No, it's fine. I have Adam Thielen. Who
I like that.
I love that.
Gotten a lot of just negative talk over the last.
And it's a lot of it is built off
18 months. You know,
it's built off.
Doesn't seem all that fair.
It's built off of 2 things in my head. It's built off of the fact that Stephon Diggs was number 2 in that system, and now he's really good. And so the guy who was above him is always going to get shit. And he's associated too much with Kirk Cousins. Obviously, it's his quarterback, but I think that Kirk Cousins' constant, fumbling of the bag in the big moments has led to a lot of Thielen hate. I love Adam Thielen.
Yeah, and his ADP is 46, which is just above 30. It's not like a huge sleeper, especially if you're in a 16 team league. That's around 3.
Yeah,
it's not crazy, but that's who I like, and I've always liked Adam Thielen since he went off a couple years ago. I thought that was a great.
You got to hold out for the white receivers. Represent.
I'm going after Wes Welker and what's the guy Cole Beasley next.
Julian Edelman, sir.
Randy, do you how many more do you have?
I have 2 more.
Go ahead and rattle them off real quick.
Okay, you want me to do both?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I got Brian Edwards. I had Marquez Callaway, but I had mix him up on the fly. But I do like Brian Edwards. He's getting drafted around 178, wide receiver 62.
That's a real sleeper.
He's going to be the number 1 receiver in the Raiders offense. It's not going to be Ruggs. It's not going to be Waller. It's going to be Brian Edwards. He's going to be a stud. I got a loogie in my throat or something. I can't talk. I think he's going to finish wide receiver probably 40. And then my favorite one is Baker Mayfield. He's getting drafted 132. He's QB 16. I think Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence are getting drafted before him, which blows my freaking mind. I like Baker. I think Baker could be QB 2 at the end of the damn year.
Okay, I don't know about 2. Well,
you're not going to an AFC Championship game with QB 16. So
I think
that's a good call.
Yeah, I think QB 2 is a little high there, but I like what you're saying. I think that in all 3 of my drafts, I went pretty high on a quarterback. I went for Dak and Wilson. I went for Dak in 2 and Wilson in 1. But in every draft I was in, I was there like scrambling after picking a QB earlier, and I was like, Baker Mayfield's still there. Next round, Baker Mayfield's still there. And he's sticking around with some of these dudes who don't belong in the same conversation. I know they're a really heavy running team. But at the end of the day, this guy still has top 10 quarterback upside. And go ahead.
You literally witnessed in my draft. I got him in the last round.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's insane. So I really like that one. I like that a lot.
How many people are in your league? Like 3?
14.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'll do my last one here. This is mostly for PPR. Odell Beckham Jr. at 65. I think that I'm going to read some of these names in his area. So you have right above and below him, Javonte Williams, Brandon Ayuk. And by the way, these aren't guys that I hate. These are just guys that I don't think belong in that conversation, honestly.
Guys that I hate.
Brandon Ayuk, Darrell Henderson, Chase Edmonds, T. Higgins, and then it's Odell. And then you have, Claypool, Gus Edwards, Jamar Chase, Kenny Golladay. And look, these are all going to be good fantasy guys to have. But which one of those doesn't belong in the sense of who's been a superstar receiver? Odell Beckham has, and he's still on a team that's going to compete throughout the entire season, no matter what happens. Really, if they come out of the gates and go 2-4, no one's shutting it down. They're going to be competing to the very end. And like I said, this guy he was traded to be a superstar on a Super Bowl contending team, and I still think he has that upside down in there. And I understand the worries. Believe me, I understand more than anyone. I've had Odell for, I think, 3 years consecutively now.
Yep, same.
And there's been a lot of disappointments, but I think it's still in there. And for somewhere in the 60 to 80 range, I have no problem taking another flyer on him. I just traded for him in one of my leagues.
I draft him every year.
Yeah.
So what's crazy, the reason I like him so much is I want to say it was his first year in Cleveland. They were going into a Monday night game with the Jets. His first game back in MetLife. I'm down like 42 points. All I have left is Odell, and he got 45 points, baby. He went. He went off that game. Odell, I mean, I think here. I'm not gonna say it's reckless. I think he's gonna wide receiver 5. I think he's gonna have a fantastic year this year.
That's so high.
That's so high. You have to think about who those guys are.
Listen, I'm getting the tingle my nuts sack, baby. Odell Beckham.
You have to
go
you're
off.
talking about Tyreek Hill, you're talking about Stephon Diggs, talking about
week 1, Odell's gonna have 10 catches, 210 yards, 1 touchdown.
That's fine. If he does that for 16 more games, then he'll be up there in wide receiver 5.
He's gonna be wide receiver fucking 1.1.
What's actually gonna happen is that he's gonna get 3 targets. He's gonna drop 2 of them, and they're gonna lose by 17 to Kansas City, and he's just gonna be bitching the whole time for the next 8 days.
Somebody trade for me.
We have an Odell Beckham hater.
Yeah, come get me.
I hope I hope that he has a great season. If he's wide receiver 5, I have no problem with that because he will be my flex at wide receiver 5. So
he's my flex right now. I'm starting him week 1.
So
I have him on my team too. So I don't.
All right, let's move into the real meat and potatoes of this episode. We are going to do a Super Bowl contenders auction draft.
No cap, forgot all about this.
Anyone who's ever been in an auction draft, it's super simple. We're going to start off with $100. We each need to have 5 Super Bowl contenders, and we will take turns nominating a team to be auctioned at, and we'll just kind of pick and choose who we want to spend the most money on. And as it goes on, it'll be super easy to understand. And full disclosure, I did not come up with this idea, obviously, of an auction draft, but I also got the contenders auction idea from the MLB Ringer show. So check them out. It's fucking a great podcast. And they recently did World Series contender auction draft. So
this was a paid
this is not a affiliated sponsorship.
Shout out to the Ringer.
So what we're gonna do here is we will start with Randy, and then Taylor, and then me. And let's just try to remember that order so we can just seamlessly move through this. We will each nominate and pick up the bidding from there.
Okay.
Randy, who would you like to nominate first?
I'm gonna go the Washington football team. They're plus 4,000. Their percentage to win the Super Bowl or make it 2.44. And I'm gonna start with.
We're looking at we're the best team in the NFC right here.
$5.
$5.
Just going once.
All right, Taylor.
I'll take 6. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna go 7.
Yeah, you can have them.
Okay.
Yep, you can have them. I'll pass on that.
All right, well, let me write it down, baby.
All right, so Randy.
What the fuck?
Randy's at $93. First team, Washington football team.
That's at $7.
That's hilarious.
And by the way, the way this is going to kind of go is obviously you win if one of your 5 teams ends up winning the Super Bowl, and that person will get to do a little punishment on the other 2, just something silly. And if we all lose somehow, the Super Bowl team is not one of our 15 teams, then we'll all do something ridiculous.
Which seems likely if we're starting off with Washington.
Yeah, we're not on a good track. I mean, to be fair, we're looking at the possible NFC East champions. So I won't bust Randy's balls too much.
Washington is way the fuck down there.
Taylor, you're up. Who you got?
Well, in that spirit, I'm gonna go with the Browns plus 1,600, and I'll start it off at 10.
I will go to 15 on that.
15.
I'll go 16.
Do you want in, or I'll do 20.
Ooh.
It's so hard.
That's yours.
I'm going to go 21.
Randy goes 21.
I'll go 23.
25.
Wow.
27.
You got it.
Okay.
Ah, dang it.
I'm just trying to drive him up.
I was goading him. Yeah.
If you would have gone to 26, I promise you Randy would have gone 27. The $2 jump scared him off a little bit. Man, I was really hoping that was going to happen because that's what happened in the Ringer show I listened to. The first guy drafted 3 teams and then he was just out of the exercise for the next like 20 minutes.
Anyone else. Yeah.
By the way, we need 5 teams each. I don't know if Kyle said that.
Yeah, we have to have 5 teams.
I guess I'll take the Texans.
All right, so Taylor, what's the math there? What are you at now?
I have that's 27, so I have 83 left.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have 73 left.
All right.
Damn.
73, and Taylor is on the board with the Browns.
But I have the Browns, and it's not Washington, so I'm okay with that.
Yes, sir. Washington has an easy road. The Browns don't.
I'm going to nominate the Green Bay Packers, and I think me and Taylor are looking at different odd sheets here, but I have them at plus 1,200. A 7.6% chance to win the Super Bowl. I'm going to start them off at 20. Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers here. If you guys want to stick at 20, I'm cool with that.
No, I'll take 21. If Randy's not going to bet.
I'll go 23.
What I have left?
You have $70-something, baby.
I mean, I'll take 25.
I'll give them to you.
Wow.
All right. I have some really good teams.
You do.
And neither of which are the Washington football team. So I'm okay with that, honestly.
Okay. All right. So
if they go to the Super Bowl, sheesh.
You got him at 25.
We have to fucking win it, though.
Taylor's at $48, and he has 2 great teams, Cleveland and Green Bay. Randy, nominate
Seahawks at $10.
Seahawks at $10. By the way, Seahawks are plus 2,000, 4% chance to win the Super Bowl.
4.8% chance, sir.
Okay, yes, sir. $10. I'll take you to 13.
I'll go ahead, Taylor. Go ahead, get in on the action, baby.
Yeah, no, I'm out. Yeah, I don't want that.
I'll go 15.
I'll go 16.
17.
This is riveting.
Man, I'm gonna give it to you. I like you having the football team and the Seahawks to start off. I'm not a huge believer in those two. All right.
$17 for Seahawks.
93 minus 17. Randy's at $76. All right. I still have, correct? I still have no teams, but I'm cool with it because I'm still looking at a pretty high list up here.
Go ahead.
I will nominate the Los Angeles Rams, easily the most improved team, the most exciting offense going forward, or most exciting to see offense going forward. They are plus 1,200, 7.6% chance to win the Super Bowl. I'll start them off at $20.
Randy, I have a question. Does Kyle usually go out of order for stuff like this, or is it just like?
Oh, did I skip someone?
Yeah. Hi, hello.
Okay, you know what? Go ahead.
He does this every.
I don't want to mess up. I don't mess up the order. Taylor, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll take the Rams at $19.
Okay, cool.
And I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
Oh, well,
and also, I don't want the Rams.
Okay, well, no, I want to skip. I want to go in order. So you go ahead.
All right, fine. Then I'll take the 49ers at $12.
1,200 odds for $12. I assume that was the correlation there.
No, because I have them at 14. So
okay. I'll take you to 15. Randy, you want a piece of it? Randy's already getting low, so.
No, I got a lot of money. I got $76, baby. No, I want the Niners.
Still trying to figure out why they're plus 1,400. No, Kyle, you can have that just so at least have you spend some of your money.
All right. 49ers for $15. I'm at 85. So just a little update. Randy's at 76. I'm at 85. Taylor's at 48. Taylor easily has the best teams as of right now. All right. So now it's my turn, correct?
Yep.
I will pick up the Rams. I'm going to go 15 for the Rams. Rams, Ravens, Packers, 49ers, all at plus 1,200.
I'm out.
Rams at 15. You're out?
I'll go 20.
Rams at 20, man.
Because that's what you opened at about 2.5 minutes ago.
Yeah, now I'm lower. Okay, I just spent some money. I'm lower now. I don't want to give you the Rams. No, you know what? I'm going to pass on them. I'll give them to you.
All right.
I think that's no.
We better meet up for the Super Bowl because one of my teams is gonna be in there.
I don't know, man. I'm still looking at 4 of the top 5 on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
well,
right,
you could
so
have the
you-
Bills and the Bucks and the Chiefs.
What minus 20? You're at 28. All right,
Damn.
Really?
Randy,
Thanks.
you're up.
We'll go Cowboys at 20.
Cowboys at 20. Yeah, I'm not.
$20?
I'm
Yeah,
not
you
buying
can
that.
fucking- yeah, you can have
Are you
that.
s- All right, it was a joke. It was a joke.
Okay.
Oh, no way.
You thought I was gonna bid
Oh.
on that?
Yeah. I thought you were like, hell yeah.
I would have bid at like 10. To be honest, I'm surprised at their odds. They're top 10.
I'm gonna go Chiefs at $10.
Oh, baby, this is the moment I've been waiting for. All right, I will take you to 25.
I'm gonna take you to 30.
I'll take you to 40.
You can have them.
It's more than,
All right.
more than I have.
Sounds good. It's Chiefs. It's the Chiefs day. We're talking about the best team. I don't care who won the Super Bowl last year. Chiefs are the favorite. They are plus 450 with an implied win probability of 18%, which is over double the third place team. All right. So that takes me down to 45 big ones. Taylor, you up?
Yeah. So do I have to spend all my money?
Oh yeah.
I forget how this exercise is supposed to go.
I guess not.
You don't really, as long as you have 5 teams.
Yeah. Okay. So then with that being said, I'm gonna go with the Saints for $5.
I'm gonna go $10.
Yeah, you can have them.
I think the goal there was to bid you up, but it didn't really go as planned.
I can see Jameis taking this there.
All right, so that takes you down to what, 66?
Yes, sir.
Man, I kind of underestimated how much money Randy's still working with here.
But he's gonna get the Bucks.
I spent a lot, but I just wanted the Chiefs. All right, so my turn, I believe, to nominate. I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills.
25.
Oh, man, so you're willing to spend pretty much the rest of your money
Mm-hmm.
and just go with a shit team at the end.
How many teams you got left?
He's got
2
2
more.
more spots with $28.
You get the
Man,
Texans.
do I want the Bills at 25? I'm going to hold off. And Randy, unless you have something to say, I'm going to give him that.
Let them have it.
Okay,
All right.
man. Taylor is pretty much done with a few bucks here to spare, but his teams are looking pretty damn nasty. I will give you that. Randy, is it your turn? Or is it my turn?
Your turn. Oh, wait.
Okay.
Yeah. No, my turn.
Okay, go for it.
No, it's Kyle's turn, if it matters.
Is it?
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I think you
Randy-
took the Saints last.
No. He just took the Bills.
No, but you
Oh, yeah,
nominated
I'm
the
sorry.
Saints last.
Who nominated the Bills?
Kyle.
Oh, then yeah, it's
Yeah,
your
my
turn.
turn.
I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
I thought it was me because I won.
I'm gonna go Ravens at $5.
$5, man. I'll take you to 10.
Okay, you can have them.
Okay. A lot of bidding here. Maybe we should go lower increments to force people to bid. All right. I'm like, I'll take you to 70.
Get on.
Okay. So whose turn is now? My turn?
Taylor.
My turn.
Okay, cool.
He only has $3 to spend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
So
have some
essentially,
fun
who
here.
are you taking?
I'll take the Bucks for $3. let's see. Let's go for it. Anybody
All
want
right.
it for more than $3?
Randy, you want to start there?
5,
10. I'll go ahead and skip bet you there.
15.
15. I'll take you to 20.
How much money do you have left?
I don't want to talk about it.
How much money you got left?
I'm not going to give you that advantage. You can
Yeah,
find it out. You can find out after.
I know the answer.
If you're not
I go
keeping track,
21. I go 21.
22,
25.
26.
You better not bet over how much you have left.
I'm not. I promise. You.
He
Taylor,
has
Taylor
it.
knows.
28,
29,
30.
31.
Okay, you can have them.
All right. Sounds good. I have $4 left,
Hey.
but I have the 2 reigning Super Bowl teams in my lineup. So I'm pretty confident in at least one of them to get there.
You have $4 left?
I do. I had 35.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, Randy, it is your turn, I believe.
It's your turn. Your turn.
It's my turn. Jesus Christ, this is hard to keep track of.
There you go, Kyle. Me and you.
I should have like a marker here. All right. So Randy has 2 slots left. I have 1. Taylor has 1. I have $4 left. I will nominate the Ravens. Has no one said the Ravens yet?
Not the Taylor had them.
Don't do that, Kyle. He could get him for $5 now.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we only have.
Yeah,
one
he
slot
could get
left.
anyone for $5, I guess.
Yeah,
I thought Taylor had the Ravens though.
Yeah,
You don't
exactly.
have
No,
him?
he doesn't. He doesn't.
I don't have the Ravens. No.
So-
weird.
I'll put the Ravens out. Put the Ravens at $4.
Okay, I'll go 5.
All right. Well, you win it.
Big
You
surprise
win it.
there.
So now we're all even with 4 teams. We each have 1 team left.
But Randy had like $50 left. He
He
can get
does.
whoever he wants for the last
Yeah,
one.
but I'm pretty happy with our choices.
Randy, who do you want last? And
No,
Kyle
hell
and I
no,
will bet
go.
up.
Okay.
Well, that's not really how it works. But I mean, Randy, it's your choice to nominate.
Yeah. So who do you want?
Okay. I'll go
As long as
Cowboys
it's over
at $1.
Okay, I'll take them at
Okay.
$3.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll fill my last spot with Dallas just to root for him. All
Kyle,
right.
you have $1 left.
Well, I'm full now, so I'm
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
I'm happy with my money. There is 1 team inside of the top 10 that has not been nominated yet. Let's see if they're nominated next.
49ers, right? Oh
No.
no, you
No.
have the 49ers.
It's the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Titans. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Washington football team for $3.
Yeah, too bad I already have them.
Yeah, that was his first choice.
Oh, it was. How about that? A good pick, a solid pick. Then I will go with the Steelers for $3. $4?
take
I
'em,
don't know. How
take 'em.
much?
You have $3 left.
Take
Well,
'em, baby.
Steelers it is.
All right, Steelers. So, Randy, you can essentially choose who you want with your last pick.
Yeah. It's tough. I will not be picking the Titans, just FYI.
Really? Okay. So yeah,
Cool.
like just to give the listeners a little insight, the top teams left are the Titans, and then it drops down a couple to the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Colts, the Patriots, and so on.
The Chargers. Yeah.
Washington
Cool,
football
the
team, by the
Chargers.
way, is in the top 20. Barely, so
Hey,
Yeah. That's a good pick. I can't believe I chose that one also. Go with the Bengals.
$66 left, or 61.
you don't have to spend all of it.
4 years
obviously.
of your money, homie. Washington, Seattle, the Saints, and the Ravens.
I like that. I like those, baby. I'm gonna go ahead and take.
3 of them are in the NFC.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to pick in at AFC. You know what? Fuck it. Put the Giants on the board.
Oh,
Really?
Jesus
Another
Christ.
No, I'm
NFC
just kidding.
team?
Just kidding.
No, it's too late.
I was kidding.
Another
Okay,
NFC
who?
team?
Okay, who?
I'm gonna pick the Raiders
Okay, the Raiders.
at
All right.
$66.
What I'm gonna do next episode is I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back with percentage chance, as far as a culmination of percentages. Who has the best chance to have the winning team in their lineup? Just to recap, Randy has the Washington football team, the Seattle Seahawks, New Orleans Saints, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Las Vegas Raiders. I almost said the
None of those teams are going to be in the playoffs.
Are you serious?
Maybe the Saints.
Look, it's not
Whoa.
impossible that none of those teams make the playoffs.
Well,
Yeah.
Washington is gonna win the division.
If they don't win the
Saints would
division,
be
though,
second.
if they don't win the division, they won't make the playoffs. They're not going to be.
Too bad they are. Too bad they are.
Okay,
Raiders are gonna win
I'm
the
just
division.
saying, if we're looking at who has the best chance to
I
have
was
a
like, yeah,
playoff
whatever.
team, it's you by far.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
All right.
But at the end of the day, if one of my teams make it, you're gonna be like, oh fuck.
I think it says something that me and Taylor have $3 and $4 left, and you have 60.
Hey,
You didn't go out and get like a guaranteed contender.
I
I
wanted to
Derek,
spend
you
my money
spent
wisely.
$66 on the Raiders.
Make sure to note that
Yeah.
Taylor's
I did.
teams are the
Mhm.
Cleveland Browns, the Green Bay Packers, the Los Angeles Rams, the Buffalo Bills, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. He went pretty much all for all for AFC, right? Except for 3 AFC,
Packers.
2 NFC. I have the 49ers, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Bucks, and the Cowboys. The Cowboys is definitely just something to root for. But man, I'm pretty happy having the last 2 Super Bowl teams and the 49ers who were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Just to be clear, we're going to go ahead and count Randy out, right?
Yeah, I already have it crossed out.
yes,
I
sir.
don't wanna
Raiders-
watch-
Randy loves being
I
the
don't-
underdog. You're
I
just
don't want to
stealing
watch
him.
a Super Bowl that has the Ravens or the Raiders or Washington in it.
Hey,
So
Yeah,
when
well,
they
count
make
me
it
out.
and they make it and win it, baby, y'all two are gonna be eating dog shit.
You're
As-
right.
as-
I
as
will
much
literally
fun-
eat Can that be your punishment? Is you make us eat dog shit?
yeah, I'm cool
baby.
with that.
Eat fucking
Uh,
dog shit. I'll put
As much
ketchup
fun
on
as it would be for Ryan Fitzpatrick for the 2 weeks in the media day and all that.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no.
Well, to be fair,
we'll give the whole Dwayne Haskins story about how he wishes he was still on the team and he wishes he could have grown up.
To be fair, Kyle was like, when we were texting, he's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna go Chiefs. So we should just open it spontaneous."
Well,
and
yeah.
So I opened it spontaneous.
I didn't want to open with one of the top two teams, but he went for team 18, so that caught me off guard a little bit.
So,
well, I also thought y'all were gonna bid more. I didn't think I was gonna win it at $7.
And no, you didn't. That's the funniest part.
That's the best part, yeah. And that takes up one of your spots.
It's okay. That's fine. You know what?
I love when he
believe in
said
the
Dallas at 20, just hoping I would bid.
I thought you were gonna bid.
Sold.
Okay, cool. So I'm excited to check back on that. Like I said, next episode we'll come back and we will give an updated percentage chance for
I
each
think
of
we
us.
should also keep record of the record.
For sure.
Okay.
The record of the record? What are we sending it to Congress?
That'll be fun to check back up on. Last thing I have here
right here
is our final segment and the weekly prediction segment. This is an unsponsored segment. We will be taking applications. If anyone wants to pay me $1.
We're sponsored by B Daddy's Barbecue.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Taylor.
So let's open up here. I just want to go online. I have 8 of the biggest games in week 1. I want to get your choice. If you want to give me a score, feel free. Just say your pick and really quick, like 1 sentence explanation of why you picked them or just the team. That's totally cool. Let's try to go, remember this in order. We'll go me, Randy, Taylor.
Yeah,
We'll mess it up pretty quickly, I'm sure.
I have an idea. I'll text y'all after. We'll do it after.
All right. First game, Cowboys, Buccaneers, Thursday night. I'm going to go 34-30, Cowboys. This is the only one that is based almost entirely off of biasness. I think that the Bucs defense is really good. I think they're going to look a little worse in week 1, though. 34-30, Cowboys.
I'll go 28-14 Bucs.
All right. That's very disrespectful to the Cowboys offense, but I'll let it go.
Okay, so I know this is not helping the flow here, but you said the Bucs, Kyle, and Randy, you said the Cowboys? I'm sorry, the other way around?
Yeah, other way around. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's going to be 35-17 Cowboys, Bucs.
17? You guys are being really disrespectful to the Cowboys offense, and I hate it. But I guess it's more respect to the Buccaneers defense. So,
and also, it's ring night, my guy.
It's true.
Yes,
I want to spoil Tom Brady's ring night so bad. Chargers at Washington football team. I am taking the Washington football team 27-21. I think the Chargers are going to have a down year like I've harped on for the last 2 episodes. I think this will be more of a testament to Washington's improved offense and their great defense. 27-21 Washington.
We'll go 17-14 Washington.
I like it. Low scoring game.
Kyle, where's this game at? Where is
this is in Washington.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Chargers. Yeah, was the joke that it doesn't matter who?
No, I didn't. Actually, I didn't. I was just curious. But if you had listened to the last episode's podcast, or the podcast last episode, I am very high on the Chargers, and they have to win this game.
All right. Seahawks at Colts. I'm going to take the Seahawks 35-21. I think the Colts have a lot of pressure to win this year after some disappointment in the past couple. But I think the Seahawks are going to make them crumble under that pressure. And Wilson is known for his strong starts. 35-21 Seahawks.
I'm going to go 35-14 Seahawks. No Carson Wentz. Fuck, Colts are done.
Yeah, I'm going to go like 42-7 Seahawks.
Yeah.
Shit, just an absolute.
The fucking Colts has a chance, yeah.
That would be fantastic. Cardinals at Titans. Titans, I'm going to go 24-21 Cardinals. We're looking at an improved offense in the Titans and an improved defense in the Cardinals. The Cardinals come out on top by 3.
This one's a hard one.
It is. This is a really exciting one.
I'm going to go 24-17 Titans.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go 21-17 Titans.
Randy, how many rushing yards does Henry open up with in week 1?
I'm gonna say 200
300.
plus. Yeah,
I'm
200.
gonna come back and check on this. By the way, in 6 days, so give me a good number because 200 is fucking insane.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go-
200 is a lot.
I'm gonna say 205.
Okay, ready.
Hey,
I'm not
double down, I
That's the last
guess.
time I ask a prediction this episode.
No, for real, dead ass.
Okay,
All right, you know what?
205.
205.
If maybe JJ Watt dies on the second play.
Well, you saw how he plays in Madden, so
Okay. Pittsburgh at Buffalo. I will take Buffalo 28-17. Not a lot to say about this. I think the Steelers are good, but this Buffalo offense is better.
28-7 Buffs. The Bills.
28-7. That'd be quite the statement.
I go 2014 Buffalo.
All consensus there on the Bills. Green Bay, New Orleans. I know where you guys are going, but I am not going to. I think Aaron Rodgers comes out, makes a statement in a close game, 28-24.
I'm gonna go. I think it's gonna be a defensive game. I'm gonna go 17-14 Saints.
Yeah, I'm going to go 35-21 Green Bay.
Wow.
And
There we go.
the reason is because they are not playing this in New Orleans. They're playing it in Jacksonville.
Mhm.
And I want no part of that. So that is going to be a Green Bay win, especially a team that I predicted to win 14 games. They have to win this one.
This New Orleans offense is going to be a hitter. It's interesting to see what's going to happen in the offense, but I would be shocked if it not only clicks, but if it clicks week 1 against this Green Bay defense. I would be shocked. Cleveland, KC. I'm going to take Cleveland 35-28. I don't think this is anything to say about how Kansas City is going to play this year. I'm just going with a really emotional upset for Cleveland.
I'm gonna go 35-17 Cleveland.
Wow. So you'd say a blowout emotional win.
I think that Cleveland's defense is crazy.
I'm never, ever going to bet Patrick Mahomes to score under 21 points.
I mean, I'm not gonna
Ever.
bet this shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, well, look, that's what we're kind of doing. We're trying to win.
Well, fuck
We're
it,
trying
then
to-
I'll bet it then. 35-17, baby.
Okay.
I have 35-24 Kansas City. And the reason being is, first of all, they're playing in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And second of all, they haven't had fans in 18 months.
Mhm.
And that stadium rocks. when
It's gonna be
full.
fucking
It's going to be
crazy.
full on Sunday. And I do not think that they will lose this game.
By the way, how is this not the primetime fucking game? We
What
get
is
to
the
watch.
primetime game?
We get to watch Chicago at LA.
Oh,
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm excited to watch what happens with Dalton and Fields, and I'm excited to watch what happens with Stafford and LA. But how is this not KC and Cleveland? Come on.
Or for that matter, New Orleans and Green Bay. Yeah, like there are two misses Sunday night.
New Orleans and Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Cardinals, Titans. I'd rather watch any of these games.
It makes for a very interesting
with Red Zone, you
3:30
can watch
slate.
anything.
Yeah, with Red Zone, I can.
Who's playing
Kid-
Monday? Or is it the Raiders again?
It's Raiders and Ravens.
Of course,
I didn't put
always the
that one
Raiders.
down. I think the Ravens are going to win pretty easily.
Yeah.
Raiders 25-8.
Okay, cool. Last game I have written down here. This one's, I think, a little underrated, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. The Tua versus Mac Bowl, Miami, New England. I will say New England 20-17, low scoring game. I think Mac makes a statement. Nothing crazy. Obviously, he's scoring 20 points. I think Belichick has a lot to prove, and he's going to do it week 1.
I'm gonna go 28-14 Miami.
Disrespectful.
Yeah, fuck Mac Jones.
We're going with the overrated Alabama Bowl here.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with New England as well, Kyle, because it's a home game for New England, and I think most of the home teams are gonna win this week 1 because of the fans thing, and I think that most of the home teams are gonna win week 2 because of the fans thing. I don't know when the Cowboys play at home. I think it's not until November, but they don't play for a while, right?
I don't want to talk about it. I think it's week 3.
I think it's week 3.
well, Saints might not play at home all year, so it is what it is.
Okay, I'm sure they said the stadium
sure,
is fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
It's because of like the power issues. The Cowboys aren't home until September 27th. Week
And
3.
they're gonna lose every damn game until then. That's sad.
Okay, we go into. I'm not gonna be freaking out.
That's 2. Yeah, you're not gonna
My
be freaking out
prediction-
at all.
Actually, I'll be freaking out a little bit. I'm not gonna fucking front.
My prediction's gonna be closed. You're gonna have to get a Saints tattoo.
I'm not gonna lie to you. if the Cowboys lose to freaking the reigning Super Bowl champions, I'll be freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you give your prediction for this one? Oh, you did. Yeah, it was. What was the score again?
Oh, I don't know.
It's not a big
17 to
deal.
10.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's all I have. This is a fun one, dude. I think that the last three podcasts that just show how excited we are for the NFL.
I know.
College weekend
College
was a ton
football.
of fun, but
Yeah.
look, the NFL is what I'm most excited for. Really upset now that I remembered that I'm not going to be at home watching Red Zone for the first 7 hours of the season, as we have a catering to do. But
Be there.
every other week, rest of the year. Already, I'm not paying you. You're welcome to be there. You get $5.
I will literally do it for the Mac Daddy or Big Daddy, what the fuck it's called.
Yeah, you
All
can
right,
be there
guys.
for me.
This is a ton of fun. Rate, review. Once again, I'll say it again. I'll say it always. If you leave a 4-star and you don't write anything down, you're a pussy, and I hate you. I realized last episode I said
You're big pussy, you smell like cock.
I said you're a bitch and you live with your mom, and Taylor kind of made a face like, oh.
Yeah, well, I am a bitch and I do live with my mom. But either way, do what he
All right, guys.
says.
This is a ton of fun. We will see you next week, as all of our predictions are incorrect. Randy, everything to say before we sign off?
Boom, clap the ting down, down. I'll see y'all next week, baby.
Later, guys.